Yeah, it would be a surprise. It's part of it I don't eat, but there's a part of it that I'm sure.
I actually have family that's interested in 1509 mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of my pay scale.
Oh, well.
That's the engineers.
You know,
EPA, Planning Commission up in
Yes.
Bucks County. They all look, they all review it before anybody can do anything.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm going to ask you to silence your phones, please. And I am opening the meeting of the Bristol Township Planning Commission. I will ask you to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And I'll ask you to remain standing. To keep in mind our troops that are in harm's way, our prisoners of war, our killed in action, our missing in action, for those children who are separated from their parents, for all those suffering with these terrible wars and all this weather, and any personal intentions you may have. Thank you very much. And again, normally I start off with good evening, everybody, and good evening, our viewing audience. Glad you're all here. Today's agenda has two items. One is the consideration of the January 9th, 2024 Planning Commission meeting minutes. We do not have the people here who attended that meeting, so these minutes cannot be approved at this time. So I will entertain a motion to table approval of these minutes to our next meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
It's been moved in second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you, Commissioners. The next item on our agenda is consideration to recommend council designate the following residential properties as blighted. I will let you know at this point, we do not have the projection up, so we cannot provide our viewing audience with the actual pictures, but Bo,
Mr. Greer,
thank you,
Mr.
Bo.
Greer, I can actually provide them with a copy if they want to follow along.
Okay. Well, I'm referring to our viewing audience.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, but I'm sure Bo will give a very good designation of, description of each of these properties.
Yes. Good evening. My name is Bo Fleming, Building and Planning Supervisor for Bristol Township. Tonight we are going to discuss 6 homes recommending for blight. They will be in order here. We have the first property is 2210 Liberator Street, Levittown, PA 19057. Property was stickered, the initial code enforcement letter, on 8/31 of 23. We've had 0 contact with this owner the entire process to date. The owner does have delinquent taxes unpaid for 2023, and he also has multiple liens on the property, approximately $1,100. Neighbors said that this property has been vacant for 5+ years. As given to you individuals, the property depicts, the pictures are from within the past month. Next property would be 10 Mimosa Lane. Stickered that property on May of last year. We have had 0 contact with these individuals to date. Neighbors said that the property was vacant for approximately about a year and a half. Neighbors were cutting the property. They discontinued. We advised them to not. Township started cutting that property. We maintain it now. They do have unpaid taxes for 23 in the amount of $4,600. We also have liens on the property, approximately $1,500. Next property, 1375 Minot Ave in Croydon. This property was stickered in June of '23. This property has been in and out of the blight list and on our radar for approximately the past 5 to 7 years. Property has been vacant for a minimum of 5 years. Much neglect to the property. Property is uninhabitable at this time frame. It was stickered, I believe, back in 2019, uninhabitable. We have delinquent taxes for 2023 in the approximate amount of $2,000. At this time frame, no liens on the property, for it did change hands, I believe, in May of last year. Next property will be 1509 Mott Street in Bristol. This property was stickered on 8/21 of '23. This actually came from a complaint into our office for high grass and weeds. Our code enforcement officer, Carla, she's been dealing with this property. There is warrants out on the owner at this time frame. We've had no contact. We also had confirmation from PICO that there was no power at the property. We do have delinquent taxes for 2021. They are current in 22 and 23, but delinquent for 21. We also have about $3,000 in liens on the property currently. Next would be 301 Old Rogers Road, Bristol. This letter was stickered, our initial code enforcement letter, in June of '23. Property has been vacant for approximately a year to a year and a half. All mail gets sent back vacant. We do have code enforcement out on this property as well. There's bushes in the front of the property that is causing a view obstruction turning onto Newport. We do have delinquent taxes for 22 and 23, so the last 2 years. We also have about $5,000 in liens on the property as well. Last property will be 1107 Thistle. It's located in Bristol. This property has been vacant for a couple years now, according to the neighbors. This is on our police department's radar. They are in and out over there. This house did have permits turned in, I believe, in '21. Nothing has been done since that time frame. Our police department did say that the inside was gutted. At this time frame, our building inspector did sticker it uninhabitable. No one is permitted to live in that home at this time frame. We do have delinquent taxes for 2023, and we also have about $1,800 in liens on the property as well at this time frame. That would conclude those 6 homes.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Commissioners, you've heard the presentation from Bo about these 6 particular properties. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion for the recommendations for blight at the following 6 properties. 2210 Liberator Street, Levittown, PA 19057. 10 Mimosa Lane, Levittown, PA 19054. 1375 Minot Ave, Croydon, PA 19021. 1509 Mott Street, Bristol, PA 19007. 301 Old Rogers Road, Bristol, PA 19007. And 1107 Thistle Street, Bristol, PA 19007.
I have a motion to recommend to council designate the following residential properties blighted. Do I have a second?
I'll second the
It's
motion.
been moved and second. Any comments or questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you very much, Commissioners. Thank you, Bo.
Thank you.
Having nothing else on our agenda, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second the
It's been
motion.
moved and second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.